Welcome. Thanks for joining me today. This practice is for building bone strength. So we're going to move our bodies, put ourselves into different postures that are more weight-bearing for our bones to create stronger bones for ourselves. And this can be done any time of day, and it can be done by anyone, male or female, over the age of 30. As we start to get older, our bones start to lose their density, and so we need to do more of those weight-bearing exercises. And a lot of times when we hold actual weights in our hands, we have other issues with our wrists, our elbows, or whatnot. So it's great to just be able to use your own body weight to be able to strengthen your bones. So we're going to be doing that today. So make sure that if you're unstable balancing a little bit, you have a wall nearby or a chair. Even your blocks are handy. We will be using a wall later for legs up the wall, so you're going to want some wall space. So if you need to, pause this video, get yourself set up where you can easily access that. And when you're ready, come back and join me in a comfortable seat. So when you find that comfortable seat, I'd like you to sit up on something so your hips are higher than your knees, so you can sit up comfortably. That could even be in a chair for right now. But sit up nice and tall. Let the shoulder blades draw into the back, let the eyes close. Place the palms on the thighs so that the upper arm bones are in line with your ribs. And then just start to bring yourself into the room, onto your mat, and into your body. Connecting with your surroundings. Just allowing yourself to become more present with every passing moment. Check in for a moment, scan over the body. Acknowledging any areas of tightness or concern, injury or fatigue. Be mindful of those areas as you start to move today. Always letting your breath be your guide. And then starting to set an intention for your practice, an intention around strength. Creating strong bones, holding strong, letting your breath help you find energy and strength. Whatever intention settles into your mind, allow your mind to attach to that intention now. And start to build your breath here. Holding on to that intention in your mind's eye, let your inhales and exhales grow. Slightly constrict the back of the throat to create that little ha or wave sound, that Ujjayi pranayama. If your mind wanders, bring it back to the intention, back to the inhales and exhales. And allow the hands to come to the heart center, keeping the eyes closed. Hold that intention in your mind's eye. We're going to set that intention as we open our practice here. You have the option of doing an om with me, or you can just sigh out your mouth. So wherever you are, exhale fully. Take a full inhale through the nose. Allowing the eyes to blink open. Allow those hands to come back down to the thighs. And then I'm going to move us into hero's pose. So you're going to take that block if you need. You're going to come down to your knees. And you can always use padding underneath with a blanket or something if your knees are a little sensitive. So from here, you're going to place that block between your feet. Drop the hips down onto that block. Draw the knees closer toward one another so that at least parallel to one another, if not knees touching. Then lengthen the tailbone, draw up through the lower belly, your hands resting on the thighs again. Press down through all 10 toenails and reconnect to that breath. Keeping the eyes open, gazing forward. Nice full inhales and exhales. So we'll be in each pose for about 5 to 8 breaths. Let your inhales come into about a count of 3 or 4, and then matching that with an exhale to a count of 3 or 4. One more round of breath here. And on your inhale, start to roll forward. Release that block, bring it to the top of your mat in case you need it later. And then ground down so the shoulders are right over those wrists. Your hips are right over those knees. And then draw up through the lower belly and just pause here. Press in with the hands, feeling yourself distribute your weight equally over the hands and over the hips. A lot of times we tend to reach forward more with our chest. Bring those shoulders right over the wrists. And then hips are right over those knees. Toes are tucked under. And we'll do a few little rounds of cat-cow. Nice and easy. From here, as you inhale, let the belly drop slightly. Shoulders roll back, gaze goes up. And as you exhale, round the spine, press chin to chest. And as you inhale, lengthen back out. Nice long spine, belly drops. As you exhale, press into the hands, drop the tailbone toward the floor, lift up through the upper back. 3 more rounds here. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, round. Full breath here. Inhale, lengthen, nice, slow inhale. And exhale, round. One more round here. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, round. As you inhale, come to a nice long spine. Take that left knee to the center line. Take the right leg, extend it long. From here, press into the hands, shift the weight slightly back into the hips, and then start to lift that back heel. So by being on our hands and knees, creating a little bit more strength in the arms here. Keep lifting up through that heel, but keep drawing in through the lower belly. Don't let yourself go into that cow pose. Press down into the hands. And then if you're okay, maybe start to take that left hand forward. If left hand forward is too much, maybe just come up onto the fingertips. But keep that right leg lifting, engage through the booty. Breathe. Good, one more big inhale. And as you exhale, take that left hand down, right knee down. Make the knees wide, sit back onto those hips into child's pose. And then just kind of check in. Was your knee a little bit more sensitive? Do you need a little bit of padding? How do your arms feel? Do your wrists feel like they're taking too much of your weight? Make adjustments on the second side. Exhale fully. Inhale, shifts the weight forward. Exhale, lining up yourself. So spread the fingers wide, shoulders over those wrists. And then bring those knees underneath the hips. This time, bring the right leg to the center line. Tuck the toe under for balance. And then straighten the left leg. Square the hip, pull up through the lower belly, long spine. And then lift that left leg. Good. Find your balance here. So if you're finding too much weight into the wrists, shift the hips back slightly. Good. Then either tent the right fingertips, or if you're okay, take that right arm, reach it forward. Good. Nice long line of energy from fingertips to heel. Keep drawing in through the lower belly. Don't let that belly sag. Pull it up. Find your breath. Good. One more full inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, brings the hand down. Exhale, knee down. Make those knees wide again. Big toes touch. Sit back, child's pose. Good. Let those hips drop back. Reach through the arms. Let the head drop to the floor. Take a few deep breaths here. Good. One more full inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, shifts the weight forward. As you exhale, bring the knees in line. And then from here, you're going to come down so that you're on your elbows. So your palms are going to face down. Your elbows are going to be right underneath your shoulders. And then from here, you can just stay here if you're going to feel like this is going to be a lot for you. Or you can start to inch those knees back, coming into a low plank. For those people that are feeling okay in their arms, press down to the arms, draw the elbows back, and then straighten those legs. Now maybe this gets to be a little too heavy for you. Drop one knee, keep one leg straight for a few breaths. Good. Press down into the hands. Round the back slightly like you're doing cat pose. And then if you have one leg straight, switch to the other leg. Lengthen the tailbone to your heels. Good. Maybe you can straighten both legs for one final inhale. Hold to exhale. Good, then inhale, both knees down. Exhale, bring those hands underneath the shoulders. Good, pause there, so a little bit higher. Press into those hands. Drop in through the lower belly. Shift the weight forward. So again, maybe you stay here on your knees. Just make sure those hips aren't way back here. Your shoulders are right over the wrists. And then maybe you straighten one leg. Draw in through the lower belly. Maybe straighten the second leg. Maybe you find like you're sagging in the hips. Lengthen the tailbone toward your heels. Drop one knee. Good, you have 2 more breaths. Maybe you straighten both legs or you switch legs. See if for that last breath, take a big inhale. Exhale. Inhale, knees down, knees wide, and child's pose. Good, turn those arms or those palms up, let the arms rest. So using those arms a lot here in the beginning, building up a little bit more density in the shoulders, the upper arms, the wrists. Exhale fully. Inhale, pressing down into those hands. Exhale, shift the weight forward. Tuck the toes, come to that plank for a moment, and then lift the hips, come to downward dog. Good, so your feet are about hip distance apart. Your heels are pressing straight back. They don't have to touch the floor. Maybe even your knees are bent so your heels are slightly up. And then you're going to look at your hands. They're spread wide. Equal distance between each of those fingers. Press in with the hands. And then lengthen the hips back. Lengthen the top of your head toward your thumbs while your shoulders draw away and your hips lift to the ceiling. Take another big inhale here. Exhale, see if you can straighten those legs any little bit by keeping the back nice and long. One more full inhale. And exhale. Inhale, bend into the knees. And as you exhale, walk the hands back toward your feet. Good, pausing there. Take a nice big inhale, lengthen hands to shins. Maybe if you need that for more balance, maybe your hands go to the chair, maybe they go to the block. Inner thighs spiral back, neck grows long. Shoulder blades draw onto the back, breathing. So we're going to do a little bit of action here. We're going to be moving, so we're going to use our arms a little bit more, building some more density in those shoulders and arms. Take a big inhale here. As you exhale, bend the knees if you need to, bring the hands to the floor. Inhale, walks those hands out, come to plank, and then exhale, downward dog. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bend the knees, walk the hands back toward your feet. Inhale, lengthen, nice long spine. Exhale, fold, hands to floor, bend the knees if you need. Inhale, walks the hands back out. Coming all the way to plank, and then exhale, downward dog. Inhale, bend the knees, walk those hands back toward your feet. Exhale. As you inhale, plant the hands. Exhale, walk the hands back out. Take an inhale there, and exhale, downward dog. Good, pausing there, take an inhale. And exhale. This time as you inhale, bend the knees, walk the hands back toward the feet. Exhale there. Inhale, lengthen, nice long spine. And then exhale, fold any little bit over those straight legs. So hands to shins, maybe hands to floor, hands to blocks. Relax the top of the head. Lift up through that lower belly. Send those inner thighs back. Let the chest drop forward. One more full inhale. And exhale. Bend the knees slightly. As you inhale, slowly start to roll the spine up, letting that head come up last. Shoulders roll back. And exhale. Good. Coming toward the front of your mat. And we're going to go into a little mother flow, this time using our legs a little bit. So we're going to stand in Tadasana. So Tadasana today is going to be feet hip distance apart. So I'm going to show you both of these facing you first, and then I'll go through the flow from the side. So feet are hip distance apart. Ground down into those feet. Lift the chest, shoulders draw onto the back, and then lift up through those kneecaps. Lengthen the tailbone. Pausing here, Tadasana, or mountain pose. Good, gazing straight ahead, full breaths. So your nice long spine, there's no really arch in the back, there's no pushing the hips back, there's dropping the tailbone, shoulders back, heads in line with your shoulders. Good, take an inhale and exhale. As you inhale, take the arms out front. And then as you exhale, sit back like you're gonna sit in your chair. Good, send those hips back, squeeze the knees toward one another, press in with the soles of your feet. Good, breathing here, draw the shoulder blades onto the back. And then if it's okay, maybe one arm comes up by the ear. Maybe the other arm joins. If that's too much for your upper back, arms can still reach forward. If that's too much, arms can go like a cactus. Good, press into the heels, maybe drop a little lower. Keep the chest lifting, one more big inhale. Exhale. Inhale, straightens the legs. Exhale, relax the arms. So we're going to a little flow, inhaling and exhaling in from Tadasana to chair pose. Take an inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, sit. Good. Take an inhale. Exhale, stand. Good. Inhale, sit. Exhale, hold. Inhale here. Exhale, stand. Good. Inhale. Exhale, sit. Take an inhale here. Exhale, hold. Inhale, stand. Exhale. Inhale, sit. Exhale, hold. Inhale here. Exhale, stand. Last round. Inhale, sit. Exhale, hold. Good. Inhale. And exhale, stand. So you're probably feeling those legs a little bit. Give them a little shake if you need to. We're going to go into a little bit of a flow here, all on one side. So we're going to start with our left foot up in the air and then move around. So a little bit of balance. So use the wall if you need it. Ground out into that right foot. Spread the toes wide. And then inhale, start to hover that right leg. Pull in through the left leg. Comes up, left leg. And then start to pull in through the lower belly, start to lift that left knee. Good. Shoulder blades drawn to the back. Find your balance. And then taking that right foot, placing it either into your calf or all the way up into your inner thigh, just not on your knee. And then maybe if you need balance, you have the wall there. Breathe. Shoulders lift. If you have your balance, maybe hands come to heart. If you have more balance, maybe your arms start reaching. Good, breathe, full breaths. This is where we tend to shorten our breath, so nice full breaths. Good, 2 more breaths here. 1 more full inhale. Stay to exhale. As you inhale, hand comes to heart if it's not there already. Exhale, bring that left knee to center. Take an inhale there. And then as you exhale, see if you can send that left leg behind you and come into a low lunge. So you're going to bend into that front knee. So front knee stacks over that front ankle. Lower belly draws up. And again, you have the wall if you need to. And then start to reach those arms up. So coming into crescent lunge. Good. Lower belly draws in. Bend the back knee if you need to, but you want to feel a little bit of a stretch on that front leg. Nice full breaths. Good. Grounding down into that front leg. Take 1 more full inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, hands come to heart. As you exhale, take that left heel, drop it to the ground. Front heel, back arch, in a nice straight line. Right toes point to the front. Right knee draws toward that right pinky toe. Stack your hips right on top of one another and then take the arms wide. Warrior 2. Good. Resist the urge to lean forward. Keep the weight right over those hips. And then gaze over your front fingers. Good. Keep bending into that front knee, stacking that front knee right over that front ankle, and then draw the inner edges of your heel and your inner edge of your back foot toward one another. One more big inhale. Exhale. As you inhale, bend that right elbow, bring that right elbow to your right thigh. Take that top arm, reach it straight up overhead. So this might be your form right here. You might just be opening the chest here. If you're feeling okay, that top arm's gonna reach over the top here. Keep the arm nice and long. Good, draw the left hip slightly back while the right hip draws under. Maybe lift up out of that bottom shoulder a little bit more. 2 more breaths. Maybe challenge your balance, look up. 1 more full inhale. And exhale. Inhale, takes that top arm up. Exhale, looking down. As you inhale, press yourself back up, warrior 2. Take a breath. Inhale here. Exhale. As you inhale, straighten that front leg. And then as you exhale, take that back foot, step it either all the way to the front or halfway, and then all the way. Good, take an inhale here. And exhale. Good, as you inhale, bring the weight to that left foot. Start to hover the right. So you might find this side you need a little bit of a stability here. Take up that right knee. Find your balance again, draw in through the lower belly, and then bringing that foot either into the calf or all the way up into the inner thigh, so it's not pressing on the knee. Shift the hips forward. Hands can stay at hips. Maybe they go to your heart. Maybe they reach to the ceiling. Good, full breaths. Go with those wiggles wherever they come. If you come out of it, come back in nice and slowly with your breath. And if you struggle with balance, check out my balancing tips and my balancing flow. Those will help you a little bit more with that. Good, 1 more breath here. As you exhale, hands to heart if they're not there already. Good, as you inhale, bring that right knee to center, pause. Good, and then either put the foot down first or step that leg back, come to a nice high lunge. Good, so your feet are hip distance apart, not on a tightrope. Stack front knee right over that front ankle, lift the chest, drop up through the lower belly, and then maybe those arms start to reach. Lower belly draws in, chest lifts, your heel presses to the back of the mat. Good, 1 more full inhale here. Stay to exhale. Inhale, hands come to heart. As you exhale, drop the right heel to the ground. Heel to arch alignment between front foot and back foot, and then open the arms wide. Stack that front knee right over that front ankle, drawing that knee right out toward the left pinky toe. And then find a little bit more weight into that back leg. Relax the shoulders, look over your front fingers. And then see if you can press into the soles of the feet and draw those heels toward one another. Big full breaths. Exhale fully here. Keep the legs nice and strong. As you inhale, bend that left elbow, place it on the thigh. Take that right arm, reach it up to the ceiling, shoulder blades onto the back. Keep pressing into the legs, and then maybe take that top arm overhead. Press firmly into the outer edge of that right pinky toe. Open the chest to the left, lift up out of the left shoulder. Take 1 more full inhale. Exhale. Inhale, top arm reaches. Exhale, gaze looks down. As you inhale, press yourself back up, warrior 2. Exhale here. Inhale, straightens that front leg. And then as you exhale, that back foot's going to step all the way forward. Good. Take a nice deep inhale here. Exhale in Tadasana. Good. As you inhale, take the arms up. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, nice long spine. As you exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step it back to plank. Finding your plank, take an inhale, and then exhale to downward dog. Take a moment, look at your downward dog, spread through the fingers, lift through the hips, inner thigh spiral back, belly lifts. Chest drops toward the floor, top of the head lengthens toward the thumbs. Big inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, drop the knees down. And here's why you might want a little bit of padding under your knees. I know my knees are a little sensitive, so I'm going to take that, place it in the middle of my mat. And then I'm going to come to face the long end of my mat on my knees. So here I am on my knees. I'm going to take that right leg, I'm going to extend it out to the side. And then I'm going to press into the outer edge of the foot. So I'm kind of coming into that warrior two back leg here. My left hip stacked right over my left knee, and my hands are on my side. Good. And then from here, you're either going to stay here with your hands on your hips. You always have that chair in front of you or the wall. And then you're just going to start to lean toward the right leg. Take that right hand, maybe it reaches down the right leg. If you're feeling okay, that left arm reaches up and reaches over the top head. Good. Press those hips slightly forward. Drop the tailbone. Open the chest. If you want to challenge your balance, maybe look up. Good. One more full inhale here. Exhale. As you inhale, come back to center. And then as you exhale, you're going to take that left hand down to the floor. If the floor feels like it's too far, you always have a block. Right? So you're pressing down, you're going to open the chest, press the hips forward, and this time take the right arm up. Good. Take that left knee or the left ankle and draw that left ankle slightly toward the back of your mat. Press down, tuck the toes under, and then see if you can shift the weight forward more over that hand and let that back leg start to lift. Flex through the foot. Good. So your leg, maybe it lifts 2 inches. Awesome. Press down into that left arm. Maybe start to lift the leg higher. Press the hips forward, roll the shoulders back, maybe look up. Good, one more full inhale. Exhale. Good, inhale, right leg down. Exhale, press yourself up. Good, hands to hips, bring that right foot down. Take a moment, sit on your heels, sit on your block. Take a moment, rest. Adjust your blocks so you have them for the other side if needed. And then come back to your knees. This time your right knee stays bent, your left leg goes long. So press into the outer edge of that left foot so that left leg's nice and strong. Hips press forward, lift the chest, and then either hands on your hips and start to lean toward the left leg, or that left arm starts to go down the left leg, and then maybe that right arm reaches up to the ceiling. If you're feeling okay, right arm reaches over the right ear. And the tendency is let those hips go back. Keep pressing the hips forward, opening the chest. Good. Drop the tailbone. One more full inhale here. Exhale. Inhale comes back to center. And then as you exhale, leaning over to the right, you always have that block to the floor if you need. And then press the right hand down. Press into the left foot, open the chest, press those hips forward, and then start to shift the weight toward that right hand, really stacking elbow and wrist, and then hover the left leg. Good, back toes tucked under for a little bit more stability. Lifting up through that heel, press the hips forward, roll the shoulders back, maybe look up. How's your breath doing? Is it still nice and full? Good, one more full inhale. Exhale. Inhale drops the back leg, and exhale presses you up. Good, slowly bend that left leg, sitting back on your heels. Take a moment there. Then we're going to come to seated on our booty. So if you still need maybe a little lift for your hips, maybe your hamstrings are a little stiff, you're going to place a bolster or a blanket underneath your hips. Sit bones are going to come right to the edge of it. Legs are going to go straight. As you sit on the bolster, if you're there, slide those sit bones right to the edge. Bend the knees to start. Lift the chest, take a big inhale here, and then exhale to start to hinge forward at the hips. So holding onto the backs of the thighs. Shoulder blades draw onto the back. Nice big inhale. And then maybe exhale, hands come to the floor. Keep drawing in through the lower belly, nice long spine, and then just straighten your left leg. Breathe. And then bend the left knee, straighten the right leg. Heart still comes forward. Resist the urge to round here. It's about getting your belly to your thigh and then your chin towards your shin. Bend your right knee and then straighten both legs just a little bit. Heart still coming forward, belly draws in, maybe inch those legs or arms further down toward your toes. Shoulder blades draw back. 2 more breaths here. And exhale. Inhale, lengthens you out. Exhale, brings you back to center. Bend your knees, your feet are hip distance apart. Bring your hands behind you so that your fingers point out toward the side. Your thumbs point down toward your bum. And then you're going to open the chest here, so you're really lifting the chest. So press down into the hand, or the feet and the hands. Inhale, lifts your hips. Lengthen the tailbone, shoulders roll back, chin lifts to the ceiling. Press into those hands. Engage the glutes, lift those glutes, lift the chin. Full breaths, 3 more here. Good, keep drawing in through the lower belly. Send the shins to the front of the room. Lift the chest to the ceiling. 1 more full inhale. Hold to exhale, lift the hips a bit higher. And then as you inhale, slowly lower the hips. Exhale, release yourself. So for this next one, I like to stay on my blanket because I have a low back issue. I have a little bone that protrudes, so I like a little bit of cushioning. So you might too. It's here anyway. And lay down onto your back. We do a couple leg lowers, so strengthening our core a little bit more. So from here, you can do 1 leg or 2 legs. So to see what works best for you, we'll start with 1 leg. We're only going to do 10. You're going to press down into your mat, maybe even hold on to your mat. You're going to take your right leg, reach it to the ceiling. Take an inhale, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. Inhale, lift. Maybe your left leg goes up to the ceiling. Exhale, lower just your right. Good. If that gets to be too much, you can bend your right leg, lowering it down. You can bend your left leg. If you can, exhale, lower both. Good. Inhale, bring it up. Press that lower back to the floor. Inhale, lower. Exhale, up. Good. Inhale, lower. If you switch legs, if you're doing 1 leg, so now your right leg's on the ground. Exhale, lower the left. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Maybe your right leg straightens. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. You got 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale, both legs up. Exhale, hug those knees into the chest. Give them a little squeeze. And place the soles of the feet on the ground. Make your feet as wide as your mat. So your knees are still pointing out, feet are wide. And then drop both knees all the way over to the left. So your left leg's going to go to the ground. Your left knee's going to be up toward the ceiling. And then press that right hip forward. Just get a little bit of stretch in the hip flexor and the low belly. And then inhale, come back to center. And exhale over toward the opposite side. Press that left hip forward. Let that right knee be heavy. Exhale here. Then go ahead and bring those legs back to center. Press down into the feet. Take your right leg up to the ceiling. Good. Pause there. Take your hand behind your back, or behind the back of your thigh, and then press your hamstring into your hands. Let that right hip drop down to the ground. Breathe. Just resetting the hips here before we get into our last posture of up the ball before Shavasana. Then go ahead and bend that knee, release it. Take that left leg up to the ceiling, spread through the toes, hands on the back of the thigh. Let that left hip drop down. Shoulder blades draw onto the back. Good, big inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, bends the knee. Exhale, places the foot on the ground. So we're going to make our way to the wall. If you're not comfortable putting your legs up the wall, you have that chair. You can place your feet right up on that chair. Put a cushion on the chair. So you just have that feeling of having the legs above your head, right? Above your hips. So for everybody else, roll to your side, press yourself up. You're going to use that blanket or bolster or pillow. Once again, you're going to fold it in nice fourths. You're going to bring it right up to the wall. So it's going to come right up to the wall, the folded edges next to the wall, and then you're going to get as close as you can to the bottom. Sit on that bolster, and then you're just going to roll yourself back. So you want to get as close as you can to the wall so that when you roll back, your legs are going to go right up that wall. So then your low back is supported by that bolster. And then you're just going to kind of bend your knees, kind of walk yourself in until you can get as close as possible to the wall with your legs being straight. Now if this is too much for your hamstring, move yourself away from the wall. But you want your legs as straight as possible without them locking out, right? So then you're just going to rest your hands either on your belly or you're going to bring your hands out by your side, palms facing. So legs up the wall here. Letting yourself find your breath. Big inhales, long exhales. Just kind of scan over the body here. Check in. Letting that intention of strength come back to mind. Let your breath be full. Slightly tuck your chin toward your chest. Keep engaging that Ujjayi pranayama, that slight constriction of the back of the throat. Five more breaths here. This is always a great pose too if you're feeling a little agitated. This helps slow down the body. If you're ever feeling like you can't sleep or you're feeling restless, this is always a great one to do in bed. 2 more full breaths here. Good, and then slowly start to bend the knees toward the chest, give them a little hug, squeezing them in, rocking a little bit. Just kind of notice any differences in the legs here. And then use your arm as a pillow, roll over to one side. Pause there for a moment. And then when you're ready, pressing yourself up. Come all the way up and then bring yourself away from the wall. And we're finally making our way into Shavasana here. So take that blanket again, take that bolster, roll it into a little log if you have a blanket, or if you have a bolster, prop it up. And then you're going to place it right behind your knees, closer toward your thighs, closer to your hips. Let your legs drop out over that as you lay down onto your back. So just for a little bit of extra support there. And if you need, you can always put support underneath your hip too with a pillow. Let the legs go out wide, let the arms go by the side. Draw the shoulder blades onto the back, lift the chest slightly, lift the chin. And let yourself surrender here. If you have anything in your hair, holding your hair back, pull that out, put it off to the side for now. And let yourself surrender. Take a big inhale through the nose. And sigh it out the mouth. Letting go. Just for a few moments here. Relaxing the breath, the body. Letting it absorb that energy we've created. Let it bring that energy into strength into your body. Taking rest. your next breath to come in a little deeper. And on your next breath, bring some movement into the fingers and toes, even the wrists and ankles. On your next breath, reach your arms back behind your head, slide your feet together, give yourself a long stretch here. And then bending those knees again, placing them up on that prop. And on your next inhale, drop both knees to the left again. Press that right hip forward as you exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale over to the right. Inhale, presses that left hip forward. And exhale back to center. Rolling over to one side again, use that arm as a pillow. Pause there for a moment. Scan over the body, check in with the mind, acknowledging the shifts from the practice. And then using that top hand, press in, extend the top leg, pressing yourself up with both hands. Come all the way back up to seated. And I like to take that little rolled log and I like to use that as my seat. Sitting up nice and tall, letting those knees drop wide, resting my hands on my thighs. Allow yourself to be in the room, on your mat, in your body here. Allow your hands to come to your heart center. Close the eyes if they've opened. Bring your intention back to mind. Allowing the strength, the energy, the breath of this practice to help you with that intention. Coming back to this practice time and time again to increase that bone strength, to increase your strength and your energy. We'll seal that in with one Om. Take a full inhale. Bow your head slightly. Take a moment. Think of one thing in your life that you truly are grateful for. Then ask yourself if there's any way you could make that better in your life. See that happening in your mind's eye as you raise your head with a smile. Thank you for joining me. Drink lots of water, eat some veggies, and wear some sunblock tomorrow. Namaste.